interest, building a logical foundation for agreement, and a rousing emotional commitment to your cause. The title of this speech is, I Don't Want to Go Where There's No Coca-Cola. With a time limit of 10 to 12 minutes, please help me welcome Bill Brady.
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. I'd like to buy the world a Coke. I think if I could buy every man, woman, and child on this planet a Coca-Cola and provide them one every morning, it would change the world. If you and I drank a Coke every morning, we'd be sweeter people. If those around us drank a Coke, the people we interacted with would be sweeter as well. Imagine, if you will, as the sun comes up in the morning, it's followed by a tidal wave of sweetness that engulfs the planet. I believe this idea will change the world. I believe this idea will make the world a better place. I'd like to buy the world a Coke. Unfortunately, though, I don't have the means to buy the world a Coke. I do, though. I have a plan. I propose a new sales tax on all goods and services, not just for North America, but the entire world, for the Buy the World a Coke Fund. In other words, on the way here this morning, if you bought gas, if you're buying breakfast, buy groceries, buy coffee, if you bought a donut this morning, you paid my sales tax. Thank you for your cooperation. The Buy the World a Coke Fund is going to change the world and make the world a better place. I believe it's in the best interest of all Americans and all people of the world to drink a Coke every day. And since I can't afford to provide those Cokes on my means, I have no choice but to tax the rest of you with money. Whether you like it or not, whether you cooperate or not, you'll pay the tax or you'll pay the consequences of not paying the tax. I truly cannot bear to see people without their daily Coca-Cola, so I have no other choice. This tax will provide Americans with their constitutional right to a daily Coca-Cola, and the good people of the world their God-given right to a daily Coca-Cola. I'm seeing some strange looks out there. Does anybody think that I finally lost it? It had to happen, didn't it? Yeah. As you probably know by now, this isn't about Coca-Cola. And I won't keep you waiting any longer. I'll tell you. I'll just come out and tell you what it's about. I don't want the government requiring me to buy health insurance or requiring me, telling me how much health insurance I have to buy. I think it's an invasion of my personal life. I think it's a violation of my constitutional rights. And I think they're getting in my business far too much. I intend to fight this in the election booths, in the courts, and if necessary, take it to the streets. It's time for me to stand up and tell you how I think about this. Of all the laws Congress has passed, their solution to providing health care was to require everyone to have to buy it and buy a certain amount of it. Now, if I don't buy liability insurance on my car, I'm not allowed to drive the car. But if I don't buy health insurance, what are they going to do? Imprison me? Garnish my wages? Take away my home? Are they going to put me somewhere? Do they want me to buy health insurance so bad they're willing to take away my constitutional rights. They're willing to imprison me, to force me to buy health insurance. I think it's unreasonable for the government to tell me this in the first place. Do I need health insurance? Look at me. At my age, weight, family history, level of medications, probably a good idea. Do I want the government to tell me and require me to buy a certain amount? Absolutely not. That's my business. That is for me to decide. I really think this whole thing started when folks complained to their government officials that they couldn't afford health care. What they really meant was the cost of health care was just too high. What they really meant was the cost of health insurance was too high for them. What they really meant was they were paying a disproportionate amount of their income on health insurance and weren't able to buy the things they wanted to buy. That's what they really meant. The solution the government came up with, well, we'll just require everybody to buy it. And if everybody buys it, the increase in business, the increase in money coming in, this huge wave of new money coming into the system will allow us to provide health care to those who we think truly can't afford it. I'd like to buy the world a Coke, and since I can't afford to do it myself, I'm just going to tax the rest of you so I can provide Coke to everybody. I have a message for Congress, and I'll try to pinpoint it as quickly as possible so I don't waste their time. When you require me to buy health insurance, and at a certain amount, you've taken that decision away from me. You've said, I don't trust you, Phil, to do this yourself, so we're going to do it for you. When you take away my right to make that decision, you've taken away my right to fail. When you take away my right to fail, because there's a balance in life, you've also taken away my right to succeed. I don't make these laws up, they're there. When you take away my right to succeed, that's something I cannot and will not abide. I intend to fight this law. I think I wish I had gone now to the town hall meetings. Had tea with everybody. And told them what I really think. I could have said, you know, I want you to take over my personal health care. I don't want to make those decisions for myself anymore. I want Congress to do it because you've done such a good job with the budget, with the national debt, with Homeland Security. Here, take this and make these decisions so I don't have to make them myself. That's what I should have done, but I didn't do that. I'm pretty confident the Supreme Court is going to strike down this law for a number of reasons. One, it's a violation of my constitutional rights, but also there's some antitrust issues involved. But if for some reason they don't strike it down, if for some reason they think this is a good law, in the best interest of all Americans, doesn't really violate my constitutional rights, I have a couple other laws I'd like to suggest they pass as well. I think every American should own a home, a condo, a townhome, and no longer rent. Studies show that homeowners make better citizens. They build wealth faster. So I think everyone should buy a home. We can take all this new business from all these new people buying homes that now rent, all the tax money that's generated from this, and we can afford to find homes for the homeless. I think it's in the best interest of everyone in this country if they buy and own a car that's less than 5 years old. They're more fuel efficient, they're safer, they're better for the environment. If your car is older than 5 years, see Jimmy Thompson in the back. He'll put you in a Buick or Mercedes or whatever you want. If you've got a website, logo, design that's older than 5 years old, you need to have that refreshed. It's too bad Michael Bird isn't here today. He could help you with that as well. And if you're not enrolled in school somewhere, even an online university, then you need to talk to Bruce Reagan about that. And if you don't have a life plan or financial advisor, one will be provided for you by the government or by this Toastmasters Club. If you're not sending flowers once a month, there is a jail cell waiting for you complete with daisies. All these laws are for the best interest of the people of America, our community, and for you. Those are the laws I propose. National health insurance has nothing to do with reducing the cost of health care. If anything, it stifles competition by requiring everyone to buy it and buy it at a certain level of coverage, regardless of the cost. If you cannot abide seeing people suffer from poor health, expect something of them. Hold them personally responsible for what they put in their mouth. You can tax them for the junk food that they eat. Why don't they tax sausage and bacon at a higher rate than low-fat yogurt and low-fat cheeses? Why don't they ban chocolate, alcohol, and tobacco? Or at least put a food credit that has to be bought on there to offset our indulgences. If you want to reduce the cost of health care, allow the free market to work and the cost will come down. Competition in the marketplace is what drives down cost. Jesus was teaching out to the people in the hill country. And the disciples came to him and they said, "Master, bid the people to go away. It's past the mealtime and they have nothing to eat." Jesus said, "You give them something to eat." He didn't say, "Well, we need to form a committee. We need to call the Sanhedrin. We need to tax the Romans so we can feed these people." He simply said, "You give them something to eat." If you cannot bear to see people that don't have food, don't have health care, feed them. Help them out. But don't tax the rest of us. What Jesus was saying was, give as you have been given. Help those as you have been helped. I'd like to buy the world a Coke. But I'll make a deal with you. I'll ask you for the money, and I won't put my hand in your pocket, nor do I want you putting your hand in my pocket. Madam Toastmaster.
Okay, if everyone wants to take a moment to write, fill a note, and refresh their coffee.